Let me show you how to build a very, very simple referral system. This particular system is going to be very, very simple and very beginner friendly for any business owner that just wants to build their first automation, right? But this one is going to be more beneficial for service-based businesses, like businesses that run services. But subsequently, in future, we are going to build one that will be more fitting for product-based businesses that sell products, right? And that one, it will go in, create a promo code for the customer, and send them the link and all of that. But this particular one is just going to send a message to a customer, ask them how they are feeling with the service. If they want to refer a friend, if they're going to refer a friend, that they're going to get some discount, right? That's what we just want to create here. So for this particular setup, we are going to use Zapier. Zapier is very beginner friendly to set up. You can set this up in less than 5 minutes. So you go to create here. Alternatively, you can use this, right? So if you go here, you create on Zap, it automatically takes you to the Zap dashboard where you will create your Zap. So our trigger is that we want this to run every day. So we don't want it to be that every time once we just close a customer, we're already asking them for referral. We want to give them, some time to, get to know our business. Say 3 days later, 4 days later, then we can ask them, how are you feeling about this service? Would you love to refer your friend? If you refer your friend, you might get a discount, in your next purchase, your next service with us, and all of that. So the trigger here is going to be to schedule it to run every day. So we want it to run every day, say when our clients are most active. So we're going to do every day here. There's going to be our trigger event, and we're going to click continue. So the time of the day would depend on what time you prefer. Not necessarily the time you prefer, but the time that your customers are mostly available to look at your messages and to respond to messages. So most likely the time that your customers are active. So we can do 10:30 a.m. and then we continue. And then we can test this trigger to see if we like. Yeah, it pulls up data for us. And then you click continue with selected records so that you can continue. So it takes you to the next step where you will go into your database to pull data of your customers. You can use what's it called? You can use Google Sheets, Airtable, whatever, wherever your customer database is. You can just use that. So I'm using Airtable. So my own event here is going to be to get all records. That's what I want to get here. So my own account, I'm going to go ahead, and I think this is my account here. But if you don't have yours, you're going to see a sign in button here. So just sign in, just click that. It will redirect you to sign into your Airtable and you will be connected. So just click on continue here. And our base here is, I think, yeah, let me do this one. And then my table is customer. I'll leave everything else as it is, and I'll click continue here. And I will test step to see if I get some data. If you maximize this, you're going to see the data that it returned here. So you see it has returned something here. So what I want to do is set a filter. So I only want this to pull customers, because in my database I have different stages for different customers. So I have customers that we are still marketing to, customers that have completed their service, customers that just became customer. So whatever, I have different stages. So I only want this to pull up people or leads or contracts that have become customers. That's the only thing I want it to pull. So that's why I need that filter. So I'm going to click here. I want to minimize this back. So I'm going to say if I'm going to come down to, yeah, so this right here, I want it to contain customer. So I continue. And I continue to the next step. So another thing I want to do is, like I said, I don't want it to be that once they become customers, I'm already asking them for referral. I want to give them some time. So I want to give them like three days or 4 days of them using our service. Then I can reach out to them and ask them, how are you enjoying the service? Do you think that this is something that you can recommend to your friend? Recommend this to your friend, and you can get a discount in your next purchase, your next service, your next booking, and all of that. So that's why I need a formatter here. So my event is going to be data and time, rather. So I click on continue. So what I want to do is compare dates. Now that I want to compare this, so my start date is going to be in my database. I have a few called, let me pull this up so that you can see what I'm saying. So I have a database called last modified time, which basically just picks up the time that I last modified this. So every time I change this customer status from one thing to another, it picks that up for me. So if this is currently 421, so if I change this to completed, so you see it automatically changes this to 7:21, which is the current time here. So every time I make an update to any of these things, it just automatically picks that up for me. So every time I make a change to this, it automatically picks this for me. So what I'm going to do here is make my start date to be that field, which is the last modified time. That's not it. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And then my end date is going to be when this system is currently running. So this is the pretty date. So pretty date, I don't know why I don't know why Zapier decided to call it pretty date, but pretty date is basically the current date when the automation is running. So I think I will leave every other thing as it is, and then I'll continue. And then if I test this, right, the output here, you can see that it's 0 days because the last updated time day is today. So I just updated it today. So that's why it is 0 days, but it's 15 hours and 21 minutes. That's the exact hour that that thing was modified. So now that I have that, my next module here is my next step is going to be the filter step, another filter step, because what this filter step is going to do is make sure that the time difference is actually the comparison. Like when I compare, the start date and the end date, that the difference is 3. So I want it to be 3 days since I last modified that person. So since I moved that person to customers, that's when I want it to pull up for me. So I'm going to add filter here. Let me minimize this. So I'm going to do only if what I get here, which is going to be days here, exactly matches. I'll do 3. And then I continue this. It takes me to the next step, which is going to be the step that creates the email that I'm going to send to the customer. Of course, you can switch this up for like a WhatsApp message, wherever you communicate more with your client, but I'm just trying to keep this professional and do email. So I'm going to do AI by Zapier here. And then my input field is going to be the customer name. And then I'm going to look for the person's name from not there. Here. No, not the person's name, but let's look for the person's name. Easy go. Okay, that's actually the person's name. So yeah, we save this. So our next module here is our next field rather is going to be thing service paid for. I don't think I really need that, but let's just say I need that. Although I don't think I need that. And then I say, sure. If you have a knowledge base, you can add, but if you don't have, you can leave it. Oh, okay. Let me add my signature. So I say sender name here. And then the next thing I will do is sender position. I can do sales manager. And then send the company. The sender company can be. Yeah, so I can save this now. I think that's good enough. So I will now come down to this prompt. I will say, draft a nice email to send to a customer asking them how they are enjoying the service so far and if they would like to refer. How is refer spelled though? Refer us to their friends. And if they do, they can get a discount. A discount and they can get, let's say, 5% discount. They can get a 5% discount in their next service. So I can improve. So I will just improve this. So you can give me something better. So it's a friendly email to a valid customer inquiring about their experience with our service thus far. Additionally, encourage them to refer our services to their friends, highlighting that they can receive a 5% discount on their next service as a token of appreciation for each successful referral. That's good enough. So our output here, we're going to add the email body. We'll start with email subject though. This is the subject of the email. And then this is the required field, save it. I will add another field that is called the email body. I don't know why I keep spelling that like that. This is the body of the email. And then this required field, and I save this. So I can now generate this to see what the preview would look like. Okay, experience with our 3 months. Your feedback is incredible. It's incredibly important to us, and we would love to hear your thoughts. Additionally, if you've enjoyed our service, we would greatly appreciate if you could share your experience with your friends. As a token of appreciation, we're offering a 5% discount on your next service for each successful referral you make. Thank you once again for being a valued customer. We truly appreciate your support and look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, this is good. We can finish this off. And our next step is going to be emailing this to our client. So we're going to use our Gmail as usual. And then our event here is going to be send an email. So my account already is connected, but if yours isn't, you're going to see a sign in button. So just sign in to direct you to continue with your Gmail. You click continue here, and then till here is going to be the email address from here. Nope. Yeah. So that's the email address. I don't want to copy anybody or blind copy anybody, so I'm just going to add my subject here, which is going to come from our last setup, and then the body here is going to come from the last setup as well. So you do this, and we do email body. I don't have a signature, and I don't want to attach anything else. I think that's good enough. Okay, so from here is going to be this, and then the from name is going to be my name, and then I continue. And then I test the step to see if I have any errors. Yeah, so that is working perfectly. So the next thing I'm just going to do now is publish this. And it's going live. And you see, this did not even take us up to 5 minutes to set up. If I was not talking through this, I would have done this in less than 5 minutes. But what this will do is it will send a referral message to all of your customers. And once you give them that incentive that, oh, they can get a 5% off in your next, whenever they book again with you, that is going to motivate them to refer to you, especially if they're enjoying the service. That will motivate them to refer to their friends, refer their family members, so that they can enjoy that discount, which is a win-win for everyone. You get more clients and you get them a little out of it. If you ask me, I really hope you found this useful, and share this to any business owner that you think might really find this setup useful. If you have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comment section. If you want me to build you a custom setup for your business, you can send me a message on LinkedIn. I'm going to respond to that. And please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to this channel, please. I'm going to see you in my next one.